What is up, guys? It's Kelly from Muddy Beards 4x4. Today I'm going to be installing these Prothane 5/8 coil spacers. They're basically factory replacement coil spacers. I don't really need much just because the 40-inch tire on the back here is making it sag. I need new springs really bad and I don't have the money for it. These were $12 on Amazon for a pair of these, so this is just a temporary fix. So I'm going to show you how to install coil spacers on your Jeep Wrangler. So let's get to my garage and get started on it. Before we get started, let's talk about how we're going to get this apart here. So you're going to want to put your floor jack under the axle, and I have a jack stand under there as well for safety. And how I'm going to get this out as easily as possible is putting my high lift on my body here to lift the body up, and it's going to give me a lot more room in order to free up the suspension here in order to get this coil out. So once I get the body on my high lift and secure, what I'll do is I'm going to take my shock off and I'm just going to lower the axle side here until it droops out, because the shock's not going to stop it. I don't have limiting straps or anything, so it's just going to droop out until my spring basically falls out. So the reason I need coil spring spacers is these 4-inch FabTech springs are probably like 15 years old and are starting to sag on me, and I don't have a lot of money right now to buy new springs. I would love to get the Metal Cloak dual rate springs, the 4.5-inch ones, but it's not in my budget at the moment. But these $12 coil spacers are basically 5/8 of an inch thick. These are basically the front factory coil spacer replacement. So, but I'm just going to be installing these under my rear to adjust for the big 40 on the back as the spare. It's super heavy. Drop the rear end down like 1/2 inch or more, and adjusting for the saggy rear coil spring. While I'm down here, I have these 1-inch wheel spacers. I might as well go in here and retort them. I have not torqued them or checked them, inspected them since the King of the Hammers trip, so just good time to torque them down. Well, the red Loctite has done its job. Before you install your bump stop, you actually have to put this on first because it will not go over this section here because it's flared out for the the rubber part of the bump stop. So you can add this in here. This is just the factory isolator, I would say. So just put this whole setup up in here. And I don't like to hit things down that are smaller like this with the impact all the way down in case I strip it out. So the last little bit, I'll do it with my 3/8 ratchet. So I know I'm not going to overdo it. So there we go. That's it right there. It's not going to give me much, which is what I want. I don't want much. I just want a little bit. So let's put this coil spring back in. Probably going to need my pry bar to get it up and over since I have a Ford 8.8 with this aftermarket setup here and a coil spring retainer bolt that's welded to the axle here that allows me to retain my coil spring from the bottom. Whoops, we're going to put our bump stop part back in. Got it. I think that might be it. So then we'll pop the coil spring back in there. It will be kind of a pain, but with a pry bar and a little bit of patience, should be able to get it. Also going to show you another option if you don't feel like struggling with this and my axle doesn't want to flex down anymore. You can also use this tool this one's called the strutter. This guy right here. Oh, a little dusty, I don't use it that much. The strutter 2. So it basically will compress the coil spring for you. So I guess I need it on this side. I don't need to go very far. So actually, just to make my life easier, I'm just going to use it. There we go. Got it. So, and just so you know, the front and the rear coil spacer, or the isolator, the factory style isolator, they're both the same. So the front and the rear, same, doesn't matter. Put my retainer back on here. So I'm curious how heavy this wheel and tire combo is. So brought down my scale for my bathroom. It's a cheap kind of crappy one, but it does work. So hopefully I won't break it. So my scale is being stupid, but I was able to get it to read one time, and it's 146.5 pounds. So one 40-inch, 17-inch wheel with weld-on do-it-yourself bead locks, 146.5 pounds. Whew, that is heavy, and I have 5 of them on here. I just weighed it again to take a picture with my phone, and it said 156 pounds. So it's a 10-pound difference. That's pretty big. It might have been because I was fooling around with it and whatnot. I don't really know, but probably around 150 pounds approximately for that setup. What was that? Okay. Gonna move over just a little bit this way. So with these coil spacers now on here, it definitely makes the Jeep look a lot better. It doesn't look like it's sagging in the back anymore. It just looks normal like it did before I put the 40 on the back. Before it was sitting down about here, and it made it look like it was squatting in the back, and it was actually rubbing a little bit on the fenders more than it should be. So hopefully that will help with that a little bit. Thanks everyone for watching the video. Make sure you give a thumbs up, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, and go over to Instagram and Facebook, check us out there, and we'll see you guys next time.